Dude, how many characters is this? Jesus, it's all one. Oh no, it's 2 characters, right?
It's 2 characters. So mainly wanted to speak about the Nightlord. So
Okay.
playing both about evenly at the moment, but the Luminous, I have a good idea of how to progress the Luminous, and I'm only planning to really spend Meso during events. So
Okay.
there's no real thought that needs to go into it, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, because I know obviously need to change out the rings. There's 2 like event rings right now. So need to swap those for Star Force Will rings, and then transpose all for the pendant and I think it is, and obviously just swap to a full arcane set, and then pretty self-explanatory from there. Just start everything up to 21, 22 potentials, and then flames as well.
Just swap full arcane forehead. Just yeah, just go full arcane, man. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. Like, you can tell by the character's stats that, like, obviously it's strong enough to run hard lucid and hard will.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing hard lucid at the moment, just looking for a party for will. So since I'm a returning player, like it's been pretty much 4 years since I last played, I think. So just started playing about a month ago. So I've only had like 4 will clears in total, so that's why there's like a big disparity in between the amount of lucid and will droplets.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we could just like gloss over the Lumi, I guess, and then see if there's anything glaring. But yeah, there might be some desync stuff. I guess you're gonna have to do that same move I did on my DA, where you're just jumping into high Star Force Arcane from 10-star Tyrants. It seems like you're doing that little song and dance.
Yep. So I think the jump is. It's not like it's pretty similar, like jumping to 17-star arcanes. I think I had a look, but the big thing is that the arcane has a set effect of 10% boss. So I think that's like the main game. Switching to 17 boots and cape is just that 10% boss for me. Yeah, the boot is only 9 stars, so not losing too much. And then because I think the meta at the time was transposing to Sweetwater anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You lose the potential on transpose, so I didn't bother rolling 3 line. So like arcane, I'll be able to commit and roll 3 line as well. So should be all good there.
And you're thinking of transposing a pendant for the 2nd slot?
Yeah, so I transposed the eye already, so I'm settling on like pretty low flame score, honestly. I think the eye I transposed something like 104, and then I have a pendant with the flame. I think I showed it in spares. The flame score I think is like around the same, like 102, 104. So I'm pretty happy to transpose there. Like if I need something better, I'll just probably just reflame another pendant, because I have like Dominators aren't too rare, and I can just transpose another one if I need.
Yeah, I wonder why you would do it twice though, because like, I mean, it's not like you need the damage. You're more like making the upgrade because it's substantive, right?
Sorry?
It's not like you need a little bit of extra damage to be able to kill certain monsters you can't kill now, right?
No, not really.
You'll only go for an upgrade if it's substantial enough, I would say.
I think at the moment it is a pretty big upgrade, because...
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to make it twice, because then you're just paying double for the same upgrade.
Yeah. The second time it's like not great, but obviously it's not really best in slot anyway. So I think the pendant I'm more inclined to settle for a slightly worse flame, because the source of suffering, it's obviously hard to get the drop, but then afterwards you can just transfer it to me to superior. So,
yeah, but hard to get the drop might be underselling it. Depending on how long you're running, it might be borderline impossible. So as much as it's not best in slot, it will be for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So I would caution against, if you're gonna make the upgrade, I think it makes sense to, like, I would either not make the upgrade or get like a substantial flame before I do it.
Right, because I know most people aim for about 110 flame score or higher.
Yeah, around 110ish, yeah.
So this one, it's it's like exactly 100 if you go through
like 100,
1 to 3 for magic attack and 1 to 9 for stat. So I'm just thinking like if it's worth, because I think looking at the flame calculator, it was like about 2 to 3 bill for that 10 extra stat.
Yep.
And I think at this point in time, it's not really an amount of money that's worth spending for that much stat for this particular character, because there's definitely more gains that could be made elsewhere in terms of star forcing and flaming. Because the star forcing and flames on most of the gear is pretty lackluster. Because obviously when I was playing, like we didn't have 25-star or flames at the time. So
how many legendary secondaries do you have? Jesus.
Yeah, way too many, because
like 5 of them.
Back then, there's like nothing to do except min-max like potentials and like getting to 15 stars. So
yeah,
I mean that 8 stat from that legendary upgrade, secondary upgrade was like, wow, this seems so good. But now it's not really the same.
Were you like massively bye-bye farming? Is that what I'm looking at?
No. I think at the time I was like,
I guess Lumi farming was
I
a thing,
could just
I guess.
yeah. Second PC Arcana farming.
Yeah. You're not using the emblem?
The emblem has got a bad roll. Like so I have 2 spare emblems and
it's here,
primary emblem, which is like my class emblem.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's just magic attack, so maybe useful when it hits 260 to trade Incernium, but at the moment it's like doing nothing.
Yeah, you almost want like percentage damage on a second emblem in that case, right? It's actually pretty valuable.
Really? It gives more range than percent magic attack at the moment?
Yeah.
I don't think it does for Lumi, because Dark Crescendo gives like 80% damage when it's fully stacked.
80? Okay. That's big.
Yeah, I think I don't know the exact number.
Well, it might be like roughly equivalent, right? That it's not like worth rolling over. You just have an extra out, basically.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But, I mean, not really trying to roll for a training emblem.
No,
I guess,
for sure.
Like, since I have 2 spare emblems.
Well, you've got a third one, yeah.
Keeping around. Yeah.
What's the third one
on? Nothing. So I just didn't bother.
Okay.
Yeah, if I didn't link a picture of like the extra legendary stuff, it's probably just nothing.
Okay. So for every single boss, you've got like a different secondary you're equipping.
Yeah, if necessary. Like, I should do a WSC calculation at some point. Not really min-maxing a lot, but I'm just using the Maple Treasure Orb, like the purple one, because I'm pretty sure the boss damage isn't too valuable, because normally when bossing you have like 600 to 700%, and then the IED on Lumi is not very useful either, because you got like main 2 damaging skills have huge sources of IED passive. So. Yeah, but the WSC, it's like the secondaries. There's 3 secondaries and they're all not great, and the main weapon probably just waiting on Genesis rather than looking to cube it more, because I think I've already spent like 20-ish bill, like rolling the main weapon and trying to get like 2 line magic attack and something else useful, but it's just I haven't hit it.
I mean, I usually think this is fine. Like this combination of WSC is great around this level. Wouldn't feel too bad about any of that. I guess my one concern with like all of this, and how the class is built, and you have crazy IED, but it still looks weird the way you're you have the Legion built up completely around IED, right? And your hyper stats just looks like that can't be right. Because like the critical damage is so much higher than like the boss damage and the damage.
Yeah, definitely can redo the hyper stats, but I think critical damage is slightly more valuable than boss damage and damage, but obviously having so many points there, like it costs a lot to get 14th point. So
well, and you got 42 available points, right?
Yeah, because I've been leveling but haven't really been touching it. Like I think this is my untouched hyper stat from like 250.
Yeah, okay.
If I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but it might be pretty close. Might be just like 1 or 2 levels off, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the hyper stat for both characters is like something to look at, because I think the Nightlord's also sitting at like 104% crit with a couple of points in hyper stat. So
Yeah. But those are super cheap, right? Like 124 in the beginning.
Yeah, but the 14 here is not very cheap. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, whenever I see like a 14 next to a 4, I'm always thinking like there's got to be some stuff that you can move around that optimizes it.
Yeah. The 4 in IED, like it probably shouldn't be there at all, because like it's obviously a small source of IEDs. It's not contributing too much. The Legion, the reason it's in IED for Legion is because like even that 6%, like just connecting the buff duration and crit damage sections, I think for me it's worth a lot more than like any secondary stat I could get, because
or tertiary stat at that point.
Yeah, tertiary. Because I mean it's set up wrong at the moment. It's actually got attack, not magic attack, but it should be like int and magic attack for the 2 other areas.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah, for the buff duration, you know exactly like how much you're looking for, and I guess you have 1 extra in abnormal status resistance right now, but that's not really that important. Yeah,
I think it's because the character leveled. Like working on Legion at the moment. Yeah, so.
No, it's looking good.
Yeah, like trying to hit AK at the end of the month, because we got that like 2 extra characters and then.
Yep.
So I think you get like 10 more 200s, so it should be pretty quick.
Yeah, 7.7 and then 2 extra 150s or something, and then boom.
Yep.
Done. But I guess once you settle in more into like even harder bosses, then you can just redo like your functional IED calculations, right? And then you'll see where the hyperstats would go. Yeah,
like it's honestly for Lumi, it's really annoying because like the Ender and Baptism make up about 70% of your damage. This is in a BA. I guess it's probably around the same in a boss, but then the rest of your skills don't have that extra IED bonus and also don't have 100% crit all the time. So it feels not great to not have like the uptime on crit or IED, but like maybe it's because I know a lot of Lumies, they don't use Phantom Link and they use the Thief Link skill instead. So, but that's like a huge source, 20% crit at level 3. So I think right now for this particular character, I'm not sure why it's 90% crit, but usually it's 92 or 93. So I think with level 3 BT and level 3 Phantom, it's 100%, which is also what I'm working on at the moment, like level 3 links for everything.
Yeah, just make sure that those foundationals, the crit rate and the IED, that those are on point, because that's really where a lot of your damage comes from.
Yeah, it's just like, but it's just really awkward because most, like the main 2 damaging skills have 100% crit and bonus IED, so it's,
yeah, you still need to aim for 100, really right? Because
it's best. Yeah, I think it's probably worth aiming for 100 anyway, but I think that's something I just need to check myself.
It comes from just if there are enough sources and your Legion is big enough and everything, then it will just all come. The opportunity cost will just go down, and then it just makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, 100% crit should be easy. IED, I think there's enough sources as well. At this stage, like since I've just come back to the game, haven't had the chance to really find any good familiars. So there's no familiars linked because I literally have none. It's just Big Spider and like the snail familiar from before. So
that's already a very solid beginning, but yeah.
Yeah, it's probably better than what a lot of other people start with. But obviously no IED or boss familiars yet.
Yeah, starting with a spider is huge benefit. Symbols are looking nice. I guess for Legion and Links, you're good, right?
Yeah.
Ender is 40%. In terms of
So there's a 40-second and then like 3-minute BA as well for the Lumi. So it's even more skewed towards Ender and Baptism in 3 minutes. Like it's 74%, I think. So
yeah. This one is the 3-minute one is for Vila stats.
It's just I don't know. It's just like full rotation to look like a DP. The DPS, I guess. Yeah.
But what was the boss level on that?
230 still. So it was still, yeah, probably should have been done at 250 for Vihila.
Yeah, for Vihila, because the average damage looks really high. Because so I'm like wondering if there's final damage from the boss involved, which there is. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the average damage is high because it's not a proper 3-minute rotation. Like, it started with fully stacked baptism and equilibrium, which is not realistic.
It's not realistic?
Yeah, I think because like normally you'd go into a boss with fully stacked baptism and equilibrium, but then afterwards, like the next 3 minutes would be significantly lower because you don't get that starting damage boost.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, realistically, probably around 40 to 45 build per second. That's not accounting for the final damage as well from the level.
Yep. Yeah, and the arcane power, right? But can you get bonus on Vihila? Only during events, right? With events, arcane power.
I have no points. Yeah, I have no points in the arcane force hyperstat either. So I think I could push it up to, what is it, 1320 to get the bonus. Yeah, so that's like I just need 80 more arcane force, and I'm sitting on some. Oh, actually, no, never mind. No.
Well, if you're gonna do those bosses, then that's probably beneficial. But if you're not gonna do those, because you can just take a bunch of points out of critical damage, and then if it gives you final damage, that'll be better, right? So if you're gonna do those bosses, that's definitely worth it. But until you're doing that, you can just keep your current setup.
I mean, I could just make a new reset.
Yeah, a new page. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got one for whenever if we're doing Black Mage and there's a event skill that gives arcane power. Then I have like an extra page that has like I think it's level 8 or level 9 or something in arcane power, because then that takes you to 10% bonus final damage on. And one mobbing, one bossing. There you go.
Right. So I think even aside from just the Nightlord, there's just a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about in terms of what's happened with the game recently.
Sure.
Because obviously I haven't played for a long time, so I'm just wondering in terms of meta, what's changed? Like what's been notable big differences in the game that maybe I wouldn't have heard of.
Well, how long have you not played? How long have you been gone?
4 years. So since 2018.
Okay. Well, I mean, the main thing that you've noticed probably is that I think Arcane Gear didn't exist 4 years ago, right? Or did it just barely come out?
Arcane weapons, Arcane Gear already existed. I had 2 weapons at that point from farming droplets.
Oh yeah, farming droplets. Okay. So
that was terrible. 1 droplet per hour.
Yeah. Yeah, so that there's been 8 different layers of changes or something, which has made just Arcane way more meta, right? Back then it was the people who farmed super hard, or the people who got uber duper duper lucky on hard bosses. But for most people, it was just go high star, force Abzo, and maybe if you get an Arcane or you can afford one at some point, then that's a great upgrade. But don't count on it, buddy. Now everyone and their moms have Arcanes. So now the latest thing that happened is that arcane boxes drop for weapons and for armors, so you can just pick which one you want from the box. So that's a nice little upgrade. The next upgrade is going to be that all of the harder boss fights all have little treasure rooms at the end, so that you can safely just kill in damage gear and then switch to drop gear and then just open up the box at the end. So that's going to be...
And that's next patch or upcoming patch?
Yeah, August 31st. That has a bunch more stuff coming as well, like creating boss pickup groups, and the boss UI is going to be available. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to come with that. I think one of the major things that happened for us, at least, is what the main thing that happened is Kana's Kishi no longer affects spawn, right? That's the biggest thing. So the way that you scale up past totems is by having what's called bossing mules that will be able to kill bosses at a decent speed, sell the crystals, and then try to min-max within your week, within your 180 crystals a week per account instead of 60 per character. Try to squeeze as much money as you can out of that. The other major thing is that we had a Shining Star Force event which is 5, 10, 15, and 30% at the same time. I don't know if you
so
you caught that one.
Made a bit of gains during that. I had 15 bill, so got pretty lucky. I spent 10 bill on the Lumi. I think 3 bill went towards getting the Arcane Glove to 17, and then the remaining 7 bill,
I ended up getting 3 21s from 18, 19. So yeah, really good. Actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so that seems that it's going to be on a schedule. So there's this batch called like the Special Sunny Sundays, right? We had one last Sunday where you get the NX set, and there's the one where you get the Sherbet pet, and then there's the Shining Star Force, and then there's one more with some cosmetic stuff that I don't care about. But that seems to be like every big summer or big seasonal update now. Like KMS's Ignition has like a similar pattern again. So that puts us even more on a long-term thing, but that also makes you think more about like whenever a 5, 10, 15 or a 30% off comes out around, that you're basically using those for quote-unquote like the smaller upgrades, like maybe up to 17 and up to 19 stars, and that you never really, you probably don't want to push past that until you know Shining Star Force is coming, and then you can more realistically make those gains for way less money. So that's more of like a long-term thing that changed. So I mean, in general, like the newer areas, Cernium, Burning Cernium, Hotel Arcus, and then Odium is on its way this winter this summer in KMS. So this winter for us, level 275 area. So higher level symbols, more stat there, and those areas are just like arcane power. So when you get in there, you just take a whole lot of damage and you deal not that much damage. So it's a rough start. And then the symbols cap out at level 11, so it takes way more symbols to get there, and the increment of final damage taken and final damage given is not as forgiving. So it's quite a hard climb. So what happens is that people usually stick around in Limina way longer, especially if they don't have their familiars yet, to make decent meso rates, get familiar rates, get nodes, get droplets, all that stuff. Make sure that they get basically into like 19-star arcane gear, hopefully by like somewhere between 265 and 270, and then either go into Cernium or Burning Cernium depending on how well they're doing. Once their Sacred Power basically catches up and they can start killing, usually in damage gear first, just you make like the conscious decision to switch over into Cernium and Burning Cernium just for the EXP. Like you're not going to get any drops, right? Nothing fucking drops there. Like 8 nodes an hour or something, like it's not going to happen because you're not going to wear drop rate gear because you just can't kill things in drop rate gear. If you're really strong, you can wear meso gear and then switch back to the Spider Familiar, right, to get 100 chance for bags, and then you can still make decent money. You're not going to be making like Limina rates, but you'll still make decent money. Some maps you can make like 700-800 mil an hour, so it's not bad. But the EXP is gonna, like, once you can kill there properly, especially once you go to Burning Cernium, and then especially when you go to Hotel Arcus, the EXP is gonna more than double. And especially because fewer people can kill there, you'll have more burning available as well on top of that. So, like Hotel Arcus, people who kill there quickly can make like 800-900 billion EXP an hour.
Right.
So those are numbers that if you're in Limina, that's not even possible. But after a while, you want to move because
3 to 4 times higher, right?
Yeah, because but you need that power. So usually by the time that you're sitting on those totems in Limina, just because all of the value there, that's usually the time when people start thinking about like scaling up and funding those bossing mules, because you're either just waiting for the next Shining Star Force, or you're just waiting for the really big upgrades, and while you're doing that, you can slowly start building up the boss mules and start generating more income from those, as you're not your character is not really moving up in the game as quickly.
Right, so at this stage, just a quick update on like how I'm playing the game, I guess. I'm still using a second account, so like previously I had a level 236 Kishin mule. It's got a couple of level 200 characters that I generally carry bosses on my main to get reward points for more totems. So essentially, I have 2 accounts worth of totems to farm on. The main account totems go on the Lumi, and then all the additional totems go on the Nightlord, farming in Esfera, or like maybe doing some Legion levels.
What level is that? Kind of like how far could it go?
236. So it can do Esfera, but not anything higher.
Yeah.
And it's maybe something to work on in the future if there's like any event potions to level it up. to push.
There is hyper burning coming in winter, but it might be too far away. So, but that should be 250.
Yeah, that's like 6 months ish. I'm probably just planning to burn like a separate character on on both accounts. Because I think I think the event lasts like, what is it, like 2 to 3 months. So you could just do like dailies and then get pretty high up in numbers as well. But in terms of bossing mules, I've got 6 at the moment. Because I just had a couple of characters that were funded previously. So there's the 250 Kana, the Lumi, and the Nightlord. So they can like do up to Lomian weekly for the boss crystals. The Adele is like new from Terra Burning. But you know, Adele, so even with like epic unique, it still kills. The Ice Lightning as well, and then the Hero. So the Hero is just really funded, but I didn't find the grinding very fun. Like the mobbing was pretty shitty back then. Like I've heard it's got better, but don't see a real reason to level it up because it still kills fine. So that gets me about 7 bill per week. But I do have to carry, like I need to take my other account for the reward points. So it's realistically only about 5 bill.
Yeah, you're doing the... Have you considered linking your other account to like Maple M?
I've considered it. I think my Maple M account's already linked to the main, but obviously you could just make a different account.
Yeah. Because that'll be 15k a month that you can get for free, and you don't have to cut into your crystals, right?
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. It's an option.
Yeah. I'm aware, but I think it's just like a kind of choice that I made not to get MapleStory on my phone.
Oh yeah, I put it on my computer. You can like emulate it, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, like BlueStacks or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I guess that is a consideration. But I'm like, it's maybe overkill, but I'm funding those characters on the other account as bossing mules as well. Just so if I ever need like low tier bosses on my main account, I can just carry myself. That's like the easier way to do it. Like, I'm setting up a Dark Knight on the other account just to walk in and like solo Helix. Because you can just use the sacrifice to get an iframe for about 40 seconds.
Yeah, you say it's easier. That's more reliable. I would say easier is finding people who are in like similar situation and exchange carrying, right? That would be be easier.
Yeah. You're right. Alright, not easier, but more consistent and always available, I suppose. Like I don't have to work around anyone else's schedule because with all those extra totems, like it's hard to find a good time sometimes because I'm always on totem.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like if you find yourself just always strapped for time, kind of, because your playtime so regular and you don't want to be stuck on someone else's schedule. Like I can totally understand that part.
Yeah. So that's also why like I don't really focus on party progression for bosses because like I really don't like having a set static party generally. But at this point, I think it's really worth clearing hard will, hard lose in a party consistently because the boss drops.
The boxes they seem pretty common. It's almost every run now that someone gets a box. Yeah, it's more common that someone gets a box than someone doesn't. So drop rate is definitely very significant.
And the boxes, are they instants? So it's... Right, okay.
Yep. It's still only like the pitch boss stuff and the dawn boss stuff, if it drops, that those are shared, but all the boxes are instants,
Okay. Yeah, so I guess right now just looking at making the Nightlord a lot stronger because the Luminous farming, it's honestly not great. Like the rates for Luminous have gotten a lot worse since Kishin's been removed because previously it was really focusing on killing in small maps, but like on spawn.
Yes,
but it's not doing so well in the larger maps. So. And I'm also playing from Australia, so the ping also adds a little bit. Like, the rates are a little bit worse here, so I'm getting about 750 mil per hour in BC3.
What's your ping you're playing at?
It's probably like Is there any way to check in game or?
Yeah, you can. Wait, I check. You can check like that if you see in the chat. If you're on. But I'm guessing if you're not doing anything to like improve it, it's probably around 300.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right. Going to NA, it's probably like 200, 300.
Depending on how busy the game is, I guess. The well, the reason I'm asking is because recently I started using exit lag, and it's helped me quite a bit with ping, especially on specific characters that have some stuff going on that's just sensitive enough to ping to make a difference, you know, and then you just get carried over that hump, because it lowers my ping by about 70, I would say, which
okay, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, I would only feel it in like certain instances, but then when there were like a few days where exit lag was like not available to me because of like, you know, just bureaucratic shit, I immediately felt like my whole game experience would be like, ugh. Like everything is just like a little bit slower. It just feels bad. But yeah, I don't know. I guess for full disclosure, I do have like a link, like affiliate link for them. But you can try it out for free and see if it does anything. Yeah.
I think Lumi, it's been a little better because they made the TP client-sided. Like that was a huge change.
Yes, yeah, I heard
it felt terrible before, but now it just it feels amazing to teleport on Lumi, and then like, pretty much all mage classes I think are client-side TP now, right? So
I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for Nightlord, like the flash jump, is it not client-sided? Because I see some videos of other people like training or farming, and it just feels like they move a lot faster than I do.
Is do you put flash jump on a key, or do you just press the jump twice?
I press jump twice. Is that the thing?
I always do that as well, but I've heard of people like doing different stuff just to see what works better for them. Is Lumi using teleport booster?
Does Lumi have a teleport booster? I don't think it has, right?
Is there a hyper for that? I thought that was only like ice lightning mages and shit.
Yeah, I don't think Lumi has a teleport booster. We get like the teleport gets buffed in equilibrium, but I don't.
Marco says it does.
Booster.
I'm not sure. Third job toggle.
Oh my god. I'm not using it. That's... Oh god.
Well,
that's embarrassing.
It's a new skill in Destiny. You didn't know. Trust. You didn't just go 250 levels behind it.
That was like really surprising, actually. Like the Destiny changes, like everything feels so much better. Like there's Lumi before had like 6 or 7 like active buffs, and now there's only 3,
so much,
including Maple Warrior.
They went like full Wind Archer syndrome when everyone was complaining it had too many buffs, and now it has like among the least in the game. Remember in the past, everyone was like, "Oh, Wind Archer is like 8 buffs," and now they have like 2, I think, or maybe just 1, maybe just Maple Warrior. I don't even know anymore. Like everything is just, but they generally moved in that direction because everyone's very reliant very quickly on the decent skills, right? So you still have to do those. So they want you to get auto buff for those, and I want you to have everything else on auto so that you get used to that. And then whenever you switch characters, you have to like switch again because now you can't go back in level of comfort, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was surprising as well. Like they changed it so you could put 2 skills per pet and decent skills on pets. Yeah.
Yeah, with the exception. Yeah, there's always more and more quality of life stuff like that coming, so that's good.
But yeah, thanks for that tip, Aquafina. It's, Lumi third job toggle for the TP. Crazy.
Enjoy having a normal TP. Yeah. Yeah, Milkman says try to bind the flash jump and see if that makes a difference for you. It's an extra button, of course, but and how are you liking that new dash? Because that's changing the mobility quite a bit as well, I'm guessing.
Honestly, it hasn't really gotten into my muscle memory yet. Like, I haven't really been using it in boss fights.
Yeah.
Because previously the Nightlord was really just a farming mill as well. I wasn't really bossing too much with it, even though it's quite strong. So only really starting to do that now, and the only boss I'm really clearing like properly is Hard Lucid, which you don't get too much use out of it in part 2, which is the like the main difficulty of Hard Lucid, I guess.
Kind of like to chase Lucid a little bit harder through the. Yeah, I mean it doesn't go vertically down, right? You could just get stumped on the platform, so you'd have to like down jump and then use it. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you can go up, right?
Yeah.
You go vertical up.
With Shadow Web, I think it's called, but not with the horizontal dash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Shadow Web is like no nice cooldown. Well.
Yeah, no cooldown Shadow Web. So you always have triple jump, basically.
Yep.
Quad jump? Yeah.
Yeah, then the side jump at the end, right before you land, like a side dash.
Yeah. So that mobility is super crazy now, but there is like some delay after using the side dash. I don't know if it's like built in or if maybe it's just lag. So I guess that would probably help once I do. Like maybe check out exit lag.
Oh, like a little bit of end lag that you're like stuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to really get a good feel for before you get clapped. It might be ping, yeah. Might definitely make it worse. Yeah, no, you can do a 3-day free trial and just see if it works for you at all. You can fuck around with the settings a little bit. You can like choose what servers you connect to and how many servers you connect to kind of like spread the risk and to just see what has the best the ping result. But yeah, it totally works safe and everything because it's not like a VPN. It doesn't like change your signal. It just reroutes it, right? So I mean, technically that makes it like a VPN, but VPN, as we know it colloquially, does other stuff, which is usually to like bypass region restrictions, which that's why they're not allowed in Maple. Which I think is in a roundabout way, I guess, again because of ping, because if you have people from different regions playing, their ping is going to be worse, and then it negatively impacts other people's gameplay, right?
Yep. That makes sense.
So yeah, they don't want people from all over the world in the same party, and then the boss, because the boss already desyncs sometimes, right? You've seen that probably a bunch of times. Lucid is like showing different skills for different people. Yeah, that'll only get worse if you go too hard on that. Okay, so for the Nightlord specifically, what's the goal for this one? Because you're planning to actually like go hard on this guy, and the Lumi is more like a side, just like a slow and steady mover.
Yeah, so want to make like small incremental upgrades on the Nightlord because I'm planning to farm Meso on it a lot more because the rates are significantly higher and it's got 20% Meso interoperability. That's not something I have on my Lumi because it's like kind of rolled an endgame interoperability.
Yeah, you got the buff duration attack speed,
Yeah, so I think the Nightlord rates can go up to like 1 build per hour, but to hit those rates in Luminous, you obviously need the level advantage for final damage, and then also about 20 mil range in drop gear. So
for your marks to kill, right?
Now.
Max nodes,
for marks.
20 mil range, and what level are they again? Are they 254?
The 263, 4. So
Jesus.
Yeah, it needs to be like a lot.
You need what, 268 and higher, or what? Like how many levels do you need advantage?
Probably. Yeah, I think the specific video I watched, like the person training was like 275, and they quoted 220 mil range. So, like probably around the same. And if it's lower level, then even more range necessary.
So what map was that? Was like 2.5?
2.5, I think.
Yeah.
It's the one with like the purple, like the pink.
The donuts, right?
Round ones. Yeah.
The space donuts. Yeah. Damn. But yeah, at 275, you're also getting some meso reduction already because you're 11 levels above. So it's a pretty fine window of opportunity for that.
Yeah, it's probably more like just need hopefully around 264, but just like 25 mil, like a lot more clean.
Wait, how long ago was this video that they needed that range?
I think it was within the year, so after the final damage changes. Like, sorry, within the last couple of months. Not
okay. But was it since Destiny? Because one thing that changed in Destiny is they changed the so they added the hyperstats. They added the damage to normal monsters, right? Which for your mobbing setup.
Oh, yeah.
Then the Legion block, so they also added the normal monster damage there instead of the whatever it was down there. I already forgot what was there.
Knockback.
Yeah, knockback, exactly, yeah. Because they changed that to 100% passive. So, like advanced Legion board setups, like for me, if I go train now, if I want to go train in Cernium, I made like a 4th preset that looks like this for my DA.
Yeah. Right. So I'll probably have similar once I hit AK, but Nightlord doesn't need crit rate, so
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah, for me to just overflow into But that would probably mean that your range doesn't have to be as high, or maybe you don't need as much final damage because of the reboot passive change. Damage percentage is more valuable, so that could mean that you don't need to go as hard.
True.
Yeah. Plus, you won't need any in arcane power, so everything goes into critical damage, normal monster damage, EXP, right? And maybe you
probably
might even cut out of EXP.
Yeah,
okay.
I think, probably not going to put any XP because I want to leave it in that kind of level range as long as possible. Probably going to train like just farm messes and not even use like 2x coupons or whatever. Because like the Lumi is still probably the character that I want to push like bosses on.
Okay.
This one, just leave it to farm meso.
Yeah, I was wondering which one is going to be the one, like, let's say that one character can push further. You think more likely that the Lumi is going to be the character that pushes further, and then the Nightlord that will supplement the Lumi with familiars in case, the Lumi gets into Cernium and can't make them themselves anymore?
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the case, because the Nightlords, it's got slightly better gear.
Like for its
and
level?
It's like less money to upgrade it. I think the Lumi's like 40k stat, and then Nightlord's like 35k with link skills, because I think the picture there's got no links.
Well, Lumi's got like 46, I thought.
No, it's 40k.
Wait, it's 46 here in the picture. What is that from?
Maple, like the 5th job skill. I think it's 40k without it.
Okay, yeah. Your big blessing. Oh, that adds that much? Damn, okay. I see.
Yeah, I think... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's like at the point where my marksman is roughly,
Also the Adele link skill. Like, it's better to use it in... Like, when you have a party of, like, 6 people, it's better than some link skills, right?
Yeah, 4 more is fully stacked already at 12. But again, depending on the damage calculations and your blah, blah, blah. If you throw it into a calculator, sometimes it might surprise you that it comes online a little bit faster than some other stuff. But it'll depend on the balance of everything in your account. But like you said, your Lumi gets, like... What do you say, like 80% damage from some other sources? So it might be that it doesn't scale as well if you're, like, soloing there. But for some other characters, even when soloing, it might even be worth using. But for most, it's going to be like it's going to be anywhere from like link skill number 11, 12 to like all the way up to 15, in like priority, basically. But if you're in full party, it definitely makes like top 10, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's better than Kana link, right? Because Kana is 10%. So
So if you're full party, then you can switch those two out, for example, if that's the next one on the chopping block.
Yep.
You have like the Cadena link, right? It's basically the same as that if you have full party.
Yeah. So I think one of the considerations for the Nightlord right now is, like, you can see some of the gear, like, it's got 2-line drop on the superior earring, and then 2, I think it was like drop and luck on the pink bean eye, face, whatever it is.
The eye, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, like, maybe it's even worth just farming in Meso gear and Limina, maybe, because it means I can get there. It means I can hit that range requirement a lot earlier. So
if it's purely that you're there for the money, the thing with Nightlord with the familiars is just like if you're gonna get lucky, you want to know that early on, and then you can still switch to just doing Meso once you have your familiars that you need, right? But if you go just for money and then you don't get your familiars, then
that's tough.
Then you wish you could trade your money for familiars. That's probably a trade that you want to make. So that would. If you have 2 characters training and double, like if you have bossing mules and you have 2 characters training and you have like access to more than max mules, I would almost say go full drop rate instead to get more familiars first. So you can see if you can get that on lock, and then if you do, then you can swap full into Meso. Because you'll always have use for familiars. You can also go for familiars on your Nightlord, or you throw them onto other characters, like on your boss mules, for example. I don't know if you have the spiders on there.
There's spiders on the older characters, but not on the Adele. So I've opened new familiars on the Adele to get like a drop rate one.
Yeah, like the rare one, like the increased drop rate.
Yeah.
Because that could be something that you want to do on like all the characters, or you go into booster packs to get easy set bonuses completed or something. To fund the bossing mules to be able to equip 3 familiars or something like that, right? There's still more, or you go harder on the energy if you're training a lot on the same day, whatever. There's still things you can do with the familiars, but it's more likely that you get out of the level range of Lumina. Maybe not all the way up to, if you're going to go all the way 275 on the Nightlord, then that's not very likely, but it's more likely that you get super unlucky with the familiars that you run out of money to make, because even if you skimp on that a little bit and you're not making $1 bill an hour, but you're still making like 600-700 mil an hour, like you're still going to be making absolute bank. So if you put the hours in, you're going to get rich.
Yeah, it just feels a lot worse because that's like 60%, 70% of the rate. And I suppose if I was ever in that situation where the Nightlord out-levels Luminous, I can probably just start farming another character. Like the Kana it's only like 25k, I think. But if I have that much money, it's probably not too hard to fund it to a point where it can also farm Luminous. So
yeah, well, and it can.
Really
I think like LH6 is supposed to be really good for the Kana, right?
Yeah, I heard. Like one of my friends said he makes like 1.2 bill per hour up to.
Yeah.
In LH6. So.
And not even with that much stat, I think, right?
Sorry.
Not even with all that much stat either.
Oh, I actually don't know. I think his Kana's like a lot more funded than mine is. I think it's like 10k higher.
Okay.
But not sure what the requirement is to farm there.
Are there any people in the chat who trained LH6 on their Kanas? Like how strong are you guys to... you guys need to be able to farm properly there. But this is mainly like spare totem. But then you'd have to be 245 as well on the other Kana, right, to totem yourself up.
Yeah. So that's something to work on. Like right now, really just planning to farm in Esfero, but even the marks don't one-shot in Esfero. So that's also something to work on.
The scaling.
And also not too sure what map to farm on in Esfero for Nightlord. That's probably something directed for like the Nightlord Discord.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually always MTS 2, 3, or 4. I don't know if any other maps are ever in contention. If you have VAC pets, some people even would go to like Morass, like into the Shadow Dance Hall maps. They might be a bit weaker there.
Okay.
And it's pretty horizontal, right? So you can like fly from one to the other, and hopefully the marks finish everything off, kind of thing.
Right, okay. Yeah, I have backpats on both characters, so yeah, might be worth trying. Also, like with backpats...
Oh, Trafficker said 28k with 1.5x multiplier for the Kana. And is that max nodes, Trafficker? Like max nodes on the important skills? I'm guessing,
yeah,
right?
all my characters have max nodes, so that's...
Yeah.
Because I was playing like before the drop rate changes, so like shit ton of nodes. But 1.5 bill a total, that's a lot. But yeah, with backpats, so if you get more, like it increases the rate that it sucks, right? It sucks faster, or
if you
like more than one backpat.
Well, yeah, the every single item has like a or the backpat has like a rate at which it can suck items in. Yeah, so, but I don't know, any character I've trained on, like you can do like full rotation for 2 minutes and not loot anything, and then put the backpat on, and everything will be, 2 or 3 map rotations, everything will be gone again, like within the next 15 seconds. I feel like one backpat over loots by so much already. The only reason why you get 2 backpats, I think, is because you can put them like on opposite sides of your selected pets, so you can increase the range of the vac a little bit.
Yeah. So, because I just found like sometimes when training on the Lumi, because the way I train on Luminous is super lazy, just like sit in one spot, like left and right. Sure. So it's like no looting for like 90 seconds. Sometimes, like, and I always loot in equilibrium as well, so I guess maybe that's a contributing factor because I'm moving too quickly. But it just feels like one backpack is not picking up all the loot properly.
It might be ping there as well, because every single item loot might be delayed just a little bit extra, and then that piles on to like just looting 30% less or something.
Right. Okay.
That's possible.
Yeah, and I guess maybe that would have been something that would have been nice to test with the sherbet pet, but I like claimed the box for that Sunny Sunday and forgot to claim the pet. So
that's a rough one. That's rough. Because I'm thinking as well, it might also be something like changing your loot rotation. Because I don't know if you're doing close to 2 minutes, like doing it closer to like a 90-second loot rotation or to a 60-second loot rotation instead. Just to loot a little bit more often, and then you can get more of the stuff. Yeah.
That's why I was really surprised, because my loot rotation, like, it's actually generally no longer than 70-ish seconds. Because I go like 3 times in one. It's off like the Lumi hyper skill, the equalize cooldown, so that's 150 seconds. I usually go 3 times during that cooldown. So maximum like 70 seconds between each loot cycle, and it still feels like a missing loot, which is really strange.
Okay. Yeah. My instinct would be to say that ping could infect that to quite a bit, because sometimes you do see other people playing. Because I noticed it a lot when I was watching like North American people play, and they were just NPCing stuff in the shop, and it was like they were selling it so fast. It was like and I was like, I have to wait so much longer before my shit disappears. And then with Exilite, that got a lot faster. For example, like I can do that now. Okay, or like you hold down a trade potion, and you're like 1, 2, 3, and now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like yes, this is how it's it's kind of more of the small stuff, but it takes a lot of the frustration out of some things that just shouldn't be frustrating, should be formalities, and then instead become hurdles.
Right, you're really selling on Exit Lag.
Well, I thought it wouldn't make that much of a difference, but then it was really noticeable when it was gone for me.
Yeah, that sounds huge, honestly. Like, if you can get even close to how it's like an NA, because I see people like looting items without a pet.
Oh,
they just like walk right through and pick everything up.
Well, I had that.
Holy fuck, how did you ever do that?
100%. I was playing on EU for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, I have to log off, because if I'm here for too long, I can't go back. Like, you have a bunch of stuff on the ground, right? You just hold down loot and walk over it, and then if I'm on EU, I basically could take everything, like almost independent of how much there is. If I do it on NA without Exilag, I would loot like 1 out of every 3 items probably. Yeah, and I would have to do 3 passes, and then probably like 1 or 2. Like for Vellum, I would have to do 3 full passes, and then probably there would still be like 1 or 2 items left. If I do Exilag, there's 1 or 2 items left on the first pass only.
Yeah.
Just like it almost loots everything. Yeah. If it's in a corner and everything is stacked together, you're still like considerably slower than an NA person, of course, because you still have, there's still like 100 plus ping left, or like 150 ping or something left, versus the other person's like 70, so you're still losing that. But it feels good not to just be like 1 loot, 2 loot, 3, and like, oh my god, please. Yeah.
Definitely we'll be checking that out then. Sounds great.
Every vac pad above 1 is about 2% extra rates around. I think for the maps that I'm at, I don't think it's any extra, because I don't... Well, I guess you don't see what disappears. I don't know. No, I don't feel like anything escapes.
On the class, right? Because
and the map, because sometimes you have like middle plat, you kill top and bottom, and then you're close enough with the middle plat to the bottom that everything gets vacked up, and it's really only things that are extremely like in the corners of the map that get lost, and you're like, that's just the price of doing business kind of thing.
Yeah, that felt like super crazy, because I was hearing a lot about how the pet has like very minimal downwards range, and then but in VC3 like looting from the middle platform actually lose all 3, so that's pretty great.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes CLP still like the go-to lazy map, probably, right? Because I bet everything just gets sucked in as well there. That was the old Dream Lumi map, right? With the old Kishin, you just stand in the middle, just destroy everything.
Yeah, getting like 1 bill per hour, that was crazy.
And what was it, like Labyrinthine Cavern Upper Path? Alcov? No, or which one was it?
I think Cavern Lower Path was also pretty good, but yeah, there were like a lot of good Lumi maps in Arcana back at that time.
Yeah, I remember a friend making like a Lumi farmer. Your L Cup, this one. It was like 2 really broad, just 2 really long platforms, and you could jump down if you wanted to teleport you up. And there was also like 1 portal on the left side. Once Lumi's I was always training there on my DA, and then once Lumis found that map, I could never get a map anymore because every Lumi was in there. Because the reflection would just trickle down all the way to the bottom, so they would just be on the top platform, just teleporting left, right, and everything would die.
Yeah, I think I was playing maybe before that map was like really meta or like discovered probably for Lumis. But
it's always like one person just like, oh look, I did this raid in this map, and then suddenly everyone's like, yeah, everyone moves over. Yeah, it's like, oh, there's 50 mil an hour more in this map. Yeah, and then people normally training there are like, oh, thank you, streamer person who made a guide. Now I can't train anymore. It's like that with leveling guides too. You see, like a new leveling guide comes out, suddenly everyone is storming
all
the maps.
those areas that were normally burning just get fucked.
So. Yep, and then the map right next to it is like level 10 burn, but nobody looks at it because it's not in the list, you know. And then like, the one smart guy who's like, wait, what about the map right next to it? And then that guy out levels everyone. You know? And then that becomes meta, and then that map gets destroyed. You know, it's just a cycle. It just keeps going. So I guess for the Nightlord specifically, are there any things I can help you with on, because you know what damage you're going for, right? Is it like just to come up with sort of like a plan of where to push the most and where to kind of like ease off the throttle a little bit?
Yeah, sure, pretty much. Because like we got that 5, 10, 15 coming up this weekend, like this Sunday. So maybe, maybe what's potentially good to Starforce here is I definitely want to make a new superior ring. Like I've got a spare in the inventory because the current one's got 2-line item drop rate, so probably don't want to roll that for now. But then as for other upgrades, like I'm really not sure what to do. Like maybe making new drop pendants, because currently I'm still using like alien gear for drop, which is I mean, it's not terrible, but it's a little outdated, and I don't want to get spares for that either. So can't really push the Starforce too much.
Yeah, the thing is, the overall goal for the character matters a lot. So if you are trying to just do farming well and get good stats on that, then in general it matters what your drop rate gear is, because then you want to get as much damage from those base stats and those set bonuses and whatever comes with it, to make sure that you can take a little bit of pressure off of your other gear so you can spend less money in total. But if you're planning to eventually get the character past wherever it is, then you want to spend probably as little as possible on the drop rate gear to make sure that you have as much money available as possible to go into the full damage gear, so that when you're bossing you can optimize damage there.
Right. I think it's, in some way, it's also like if I focus on getting the drop rate gear up now, I can farm earlier and just make some of that money back, or like maybe all of that money back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think this particular event definitely just gonna focus on drop gear. Just like not sure, like maybe what to swap out really. Like what is like a better pendant? Like I don't actually have a superior pendant spare on this character.
Yeah, it wouldn't be superior pendant probably, because you'd probably more be dipping into the set bonus of the boss accessory set, so it would be more like a dominator pendant probably.
Okay, like is the boss accessory set like that much more stat and attack than superior?
Well, if you go full superior, you're buying because you have the ring already. You're saying you'd have to go 3 set, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think 3 set is like the attack and stat, but I've already got an earring that is like double drop, so. If I add 1 pendant, it's probably like it gets 3 set, which is pretty big.
Okay. Well, you already have 3 set. If you have the earring, then and the belt and the ring, you would get 3 set like that.
Oh no,
right?
the ring's not in the drop gear set, so it's just the earring and like the belt, I guess. The ring is still like main gear. I think it's got like 30% luck or something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had the superior ring with drop and mezzo on it.
Oh no, that was the earring. Yeah,
oh, so it's the earring. Okay.
Superior earring has double drop.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then a pendant becomes possibly more. And do you have any spare dominators that you could like send and transfer over?
Yeah, a couple spare dominators. There is I think there's. So this was like in the meta where you could run Tyrant Belt and have 2 pendants. So that's why both my characters have like superior pendants.
For sure.
But I think there's like 124% superior pendant on this, which is 17 star. I can probably just reroll that into like drop. Because now I also have
Like I can just look to transpose. For
yeah, that's probably the plan. Like the one with more all stat, and then the other one, and then you work on a transpose for the second damage slot instead.
Yeah, kind of hurts though because it's got 48 luck flame. So I'm thinking.
Yeah, 40 luck is nice, but eventually you do go for higher. But yeah, 48 luck is pretty nice. That's true.
Yeah, like maybe probably just check like the calculator first, like which one actually costs more, like the 27 luck or the 48 flame, and then go from there, I suppose.
Like yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I'll probably just end up rolling one of them into Meso or drop. I think it has to be drop actually, because yeah, this character's got pretty lucky with like double drop.
Yeah,
Meso. There's,
I
like,
see that.
Items. Yeah, there's like I think there's 2 rings already with double Meso, and my main's in kind of the same position, but this character has slightly more drop, and then it's got the 20% Meso IA. So that's really why I'm trying to farm a lot on this.
Yeah, so you're at 5.
It's 180 drop, 100 Meso.
Yeah, you're only one off of perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. That was really surprising as well, like the 200 drop cap. Like after coming back. Because I think this character has like 220. And
yeah, I had 2 characters at 220 as well, like 11 lines, and be like, oh, it doesn't work. Rip.
Yeah, rip.
Oh well. We were just stacking to the moon before, right?
Yeah, I knew people who had like 360 drop from gear. Like, shit was crazy. Because back then, literally nothing else to spend your money on aside from like black hitting accessories to get like double prime.
Yeah, when Star Force caps at 15, there's a whole lot of money that you just can't spend. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like a couple of spares here. Like I got Ghost Ship badge extra, so maybe I just like send it, try to hit like 21 or something. And if it don't, then whatever. Because I've also got the Sengoku badge as main badge.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, that's something for later, right? Because you don't get attack past 15 on those things.
Yeah.
So the Star Force there is definitely
very
yeah.
minimal. Yeah, it's probably just gonna end up being a money sink unless it booms.
I'm wondering to which extent. God, but the condensed power crystal is 40 drop.
Yeah, it feels bad because like,
yeah,
there's no Star Force on it. So
exactly, because you get like a 19 or a 21 tattoo in that place. Like that's so much more damage. But it is double line drop. You'd almost want to see if you can get double drop on something else that's not as important, and then get like just like 1 line drop and a line of luck, or like 1.5 line luck on a tattoo instead. That would add so much damage to the whole set.
Yeah, and I think replacing the Silver Blossom ring as well, because that's only 1 line. So maybe buying the spare Colix ring during this, and then starting that during the event as well.
Yeah. Well, I would just do kind of treasure ring. Hopefully you're doing Princess No, right? You just slam a kind of treasure ring in.
I only have 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I only have 1 right now, like 1 extra, because I've also got 1 kind of treasure ring in the main set, but I've only found like 1 extra drop so far.
Okay, but even a 17 kind of treasure, because I would say you either go for like a big event ring or like a Meister or Kana, but you're already using Meister, so I would throw Kana in there, because if you're just looking at, because I'm guessing you're not completely swimming in Golix gear, and like the Golix rings, even though they always spring to mind on strong rings, but that's only because set bonus. When set bonus is taken out of the equation, then they're not great. And if you're doing it in this case, you're just getting more boss and IED, right? Because we were already switching the pendant over.
Yeah, that's true.
And then that's not really for bossing. Not really.
Maybe like a reinforced ring, and then also using a reinforced pendant instead of the second alien.
That is possible. What is the 2 set? Is it a little bit of flat stat? What is that again?
It's 15 stat, so it's not huge.
It's something.
Yeah, definitely everything counts, right? So, because the boss set effect, I actually have no idea what the boss set effect is.
It's stat attack.
5 attack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge. So, but at the same time, can't Star Force it that much. Unless, like Dominator Pendant, you can, but not.
Yeah.
Like what else goes past 15 in the boss accessory set? Oh, I guess I have the Black Beam mark. Yeah.
Yeah, you have that one at 20 already, right?
Yeah. So I think yeah, definitely. I think.
So that one's already kind of kept out there.
Yeah.
Thing of Black Beam Mark. And ear superior earring. Earring also has a luck line on it.
Yeah, crazy.
That's a really good set of conditions there.
Yeah, so the drop gear looks like drop master gear looks really promising already. So I think after those changes, they probably make like some significant gains.
Oh, your other secondaries, where are those at?
Nothing.
Just
So
nothing?
they're all just nothing. Like the emblem and secondaries are all nothing. Like just been throwing random cubes on.
Random cubes, okay. Yeah, because some kind of YOLO, again, like attack is of course the dream, but like, or a damage line or a luck line would also just be an extra 9% you can squeeze out somewhere. But yeah, that's more a super lucky if it happens kind of thing, not something you can rely on.
Yeah, that's like pretty big money sink to get that. Probably better off like spending that money star forcing for now, for the time being.
Yeah. What's the so you have the Lucid Soul, And that's advised for the map you're training on, right? Because of the higher platform, I think, top left.
No idea. Like, it doesn't actually. It kills very slowly because it's on the Nightlord, obviously. So, I generally like don't even use it. So maybe it'd be better to roll mag souls for like percent attack.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. But I would look at like the map rotations for the people for the race that you hear, and kind of see like how they do the map rotation. If they don't use the Lucid Soul, then yeah, definitely. Because if you can get percentage attack in for that low of a cost, I would definitely do it. But yeah, otherwise you'd need to keep that, of course. Yeah. So pendant. Let's see. Eye, face is completely taken care of because of the drop. All of the rings, like three rings is locked, and then your fourth ring, yeah, I would say kind of treasure there. 17 should be like a 19 pretty easily. Maybe not like this Sunday, but like pretty soon. Maybe even if you can get Meister backups, try to get this one to 19 as well.
Yeah, so there's 3 Meister backups already, and I have 4 primals. So
okay, that's good.
Yeah, definitely can just craft more if needed. Yeah, probably will just Star Force that Meister ring.
And then and then it's really just dependence, So if you go one superior pendant reroll, you get the set bonus, at least 17 on that. If you have more DOMs, then you could try to go for like a high Star Force, higher.
Oh, there's 3 Dominators, so I think I can just go for it.
Yeah, it depends on your contingency after. If your main purpose is just to get online as quickly as possible, get the drop in a mezzo, and just make as much resources with this one as possible, then yeah, you would do that. If you're more like general progressing, then I would like to keep the DOMs more like one for. You could also. You could also go for a transposed Dominator here, right?
Sorry.
One transposed
Dominator.
Yeah, Dominator onto Sweetwater, and then the other one to Superior, and basically just turn them into drop rate gear, but have their baseline for damage as high as possible. Because a transposed Sweetwater with like good flame, high level, and then with the narrow backups, it can get up to 19, like not too difficult. That would be a lot of damage increase.
Yeah, the problem here is like, I guess if I want to get it online as quick as possible, it's hard to get. It's hard, I mean, I have to probably get to 16 off event, transpose, and start on event. And I don't have that many days until that event's coming up. And also no Denaros on this character, because I only started running Commercy like 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so I think at this stage, Dominator Pendant, Superior Pendant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it for now. I mean, you could... if you're planning on getting the Dom probably to 17 anyway, you might as well just keep it on 16 and see how close you get. And then if you get pretty close, but you just need some extra damage, you can always transpose it later, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think I'll see how lucky I get on Dominator Pendant, I guess. Because there's 3 of them. So if I hit 1 without booming, maybe just try Star Forcing the spares.
Yeah, I'm still thinking like how big is the impact going to be for switching around the normal monster damage in the Legion and everything? Like how much of a...
Yeah, pretty huge. It's like 50% more damage, like more than 50%, because you get 40 from Legion and then like probably at least 10 from Hypers. Or is it even more from Hypers? think it's more, right? Like each point is 3%.
From what?
Yeah. From hyper skills, like every level in hyper skills for normal damage is 3%.
Yep.
And then every point in Legion is 1%.
Well, it goes up to 4 even, right? If you go high enough. I think it's past 5,
it
it's 4%.
So I guess... Yeah. So I guess like at level 10 for Hyperstat and with like 40 points in Legion, it's like 70% damage.
Yep.
So that's
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's considerable. And then for your... Yeah, and then you have to min-max your matrix setup for it as well, right? I don't know if you're...
What do you mean?
Well, like if you're mobbing, you'd move some stuff around here, right?
Oh yeah, I would probably... Like I got 2 extra trios there. It's not for... That trio has Dark Flare in it, so... Probably will need to put that in because obviously if the marks will one shot, then the FMAs will one shot. The Dark Flare is about the same damage as mark, so we'll need that.
Oh, that might be the reason why you might or might not need the Lucid Soul, I guess, is if your Dark Flare would be in the same position, yeah.
So I think the Lucid Soul's not necessary, but it doesn't feel great to roll over it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking if there's ever like a situation for Nightlord, that'd be rough though. But if there's ever a situation where you kind of stagger all of the buffs you have slightly to make sure that your average killing speed stays higher, even if the marks can't.
Yeah. So I've seen like some people do that like during their rotation, like they'll activate Last Resort or
like a Last Resort, and then it runs out. You throw the Blessing, and then runs out. And then you do like, I don't know, like the big scroll, like the big flying scroll, right? Get that extra kill speed, and then maybe into fucking Shadow Walker, then back at the Last Resort, then kind of like always have something up with minimal in between time.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely a way to optimize rates before marks can consistently one shot.
Yeah.
But
once they can, it's just spam, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. The end goal is just like spam, just like jump to the side, jump from each side, and
replace the flare.
Really easy setting up.
Oh, did you loot during the I forgot the name of the skill, but like the purple orb thing?
Yeah, I think it's like Dark Lord's Omen or something. Yeah.
Because that just shits out Assassin's Marks all over the place, right? Yeah. Oh, we got some Matrix points left as well, so you can level up your Holy Symbol.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Honestly, I haven't been touching like things since... Because I came back and the Lumi was like 250, Nightlord's like 242. I guess I just haven't touched this since leveling. So yeah.
Yeah, just grinding.
We'll up that Holy Symbol.
You got more drop rate, more familiars.
That's true. Been missing out.
I've got your you've been opening a lot of nodes, I see. Leveling up your Blink, that's good. Have you leveled up oh, you have Urda's Will at all?
Urda, no.
For later on,
that's just like the same as Hero's Will, but you get like a second one, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. But the problem is the cooldown, right? So you want to level it so that the cooldown goes down, so you can actually rely on it during boss fights.
Right.
So
what is that used in?
Yeah, it really comes into play once you get into Tenebrous bosses and like Chaos Tenebrous bosses more.
Right. Okay. I don't know if that'll be something that I do on the Nightlord, maybe, but for the Lumi, definitely. Yeah, I'll need to. And also, I see people using like a flying skill to dodge like dragons. Like, what is that?
That is Blink, but it's Blink if you use it in the air. So if you use it on the ground, you get you just random teleport, and if you use it in the air, you float for a while, and you can also float up to give yourself a little bit more movement.
Right. Okay. Great. That's cool. Yeah, because I think was that always a thing, or like it used to just be random teleport?
Yeah, it used to be always random teleport. It had a longer cooldown, and the stat on it was like pretty shitty too. But now it gives 1 attack per level as well, so it's like superior to Rope Lift in that sense as a filler.
Yeah. Okay.
You just want to buy out like 16 slots in your Matrix and slam everything in, right?
Yeah, maybe that's actually worth doing on the Nightlord, because it's probably going to level slower. But on the main, I'm planning to push 5 levels every month with all turns, so...
Because there's so many, things with a little bit extra damage. Well, yeah, I guess if you're mobbing, there's a few things that move out, of course, but... So it's like 1, 2, 3, probably more slots, and then... But yeah, the boost notes come in. True Reckoning and Reflection can also be really strong, of course, right? For a little bit of map clear, extra summon. Yeah, there's so much stuff that can help, so it's always it's tricky. It's probably just a combination of finding Nightlords' rotations and see which one works, which one you fit into with your level of funding. Yeah, but you're pretty close. Just... All the monster damage will probably get you pretty close there.
Yeah, I think so.
It's level diff now, right? Yeah, you just have to.
Yeah, level diff, and also need that second account to get up there.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a real grind.
Yeah, because it's gonna need its own totems to do that now.
Yeah.
So those totems will go away from your main account for a while.
Yeah, it's actually like way too weak to even kill anything. I think the 236 kind of has like 2 mil range, so.
That's rough. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably just going to maybe get leeched by the Nightlord. Like, I lose messes there as well. But that's why I'm really trying to wait for, like, event potions to hopefully, like, pump out some levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to help the strength too much, though.
Yeah. But that's not, I mean, that's not super necessary. Like, if I can keep, like, is that, like, a sustainable way to level something up? Like, using event potions? Are there a lot of them coming up, or...
So right now, so part of the... You did the one with the Explorer to 220, right? You got all that stuff?
Yes, but I'm using... So I'm still working on that, actually. My Explorer is, like, 215.
Okay.
I burned the Adele to 220.
Yeah.
So I think I already got the level up potions. But planning to use them on, like, 210 links, because grinding to 210 also sucks in my, like, IMO.
Yeah.
Mostly getting to 205, actually. Reverse City is pretty good.
Sure. Yeah, and then events like the Gemini match now, right? Like those types of events can get you to 210 very easily. It's a lot of free EXP. You've been using that?
Yeah. I found out about it like 2 days ago. And
yeah.
Found out it gives like 70% EXP at level 200.
Yeah, and on Sunday it should be like doubled as well. Yeah. It's really good EXP.
Right.
Yeah, so we have 2 of these, right? The growth potion, if you bought the extra pass as well, those growth potion selector coupons, those are really the ones we're looking for. Those seem to be getting more and more common, yeah.
Right, because I heard there's like another selector coupon coming out in the next event. No idea what that is, but I just heard that.
Yeah, it's like
in total there's like 20
Spiegelman's special, whatever the fuck, yeah. It's very similar, like type of general like gist of type of rewards as this, yeah. And then, I mean, I guess near the end of the year we've got the Night Troop event coming out, which will be very massive for nice. Will be massive for training characters and just in general account progression as well.
Right. So I've been hearing about it, but like, what is the Night Troop event?
There's basically a whole bunch of branches of stuff you can get into that you can level points into. And you decide every week which special... So you get to build your own skill points, and that gives you buffs like every week. Or like the whole time, basically, whenever the event is going on. And then there is a general buff to your entire account that you select once per week. And usually it spans 4 weeks, so you can check 4 times. Or you can switch it like 3 more times, but you can change it during the week. So you pick that week's, and then you're stuck with that. There's generally, I think it's like 3 major ones. Like one is just like lots of EXP, one is extra rewards from dailies, and one is extra help like leveling your Legion and stuff, which that last one you probably don't need as much. But the main thing is usually, you know, because of limitations of totems and stuff, if you really pick the leveling one the whole way through, you're either going to burn out, you're going to completely run out of totems, or run out of coupons. So you're going to see some reduced efficiency there. And at least last time the way that it was is that if you continue on the same branch, or the later in the event you go, the higher your total rank because of the points that you've been gathering, and the stronger the effect gets that you pick for the week. So the one that you want to rely on most, like let's say you want to do training the most on your main character, you probably do that specifically like the last 2 weeks when the effects is the strongest there. And if you want to help your Legion, but you know it's not the top priority, but you probably want to do that at least 1 week because you're not going to do 4 weeks of training. You probably want to do the first or the second week to work on the Legion, for example.
Yeah.
Or if you need symbols badly, you know, then you might level that one up quickly and then get all the way until the last week and then do it every single week and gain hundreds of arcane power on all your characters. Some people might do that. So there's a lot of flexibility on what your account needs and what you feel like doing. You might start training on the first week and it'd be like, okay, I can't keep this up. I'll do two other things for 2 weeks, and then maybe circle back on the last week for training, something like that.
Is the symbols like more symbols from dailies, or?
Yeah. Like extra bonus on every single daily you complete. And so the main thing when it comes to the training is that you want to look at when the dates are specifically of the event, because I don't know exactly when it's going to start, but it looks like it might start in, because it's part of the October update, but it's probably going until late November. So it'll depend. Like if it starts on like October 30th or something, then you can double dip on totems for a month, right? But if it starts on like in November 1st, you might have to buy your totems at a certain time once the announcements come around for the actual patch notes to see what you do when.
Right. Okay. Then guess I should just save up on totem, like not buy totems during that month or the month before even.
Yeah. See how So when the September totems, if you buy those pretty late, then they can go into October.
Yeah. Can probably. I think the totems last like a month, like 30 days or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, full 30 days. Yeah. Well, if we get more crashes and stuff like that, then they get extended as well. Which has been happening a little bit.
I heard like there was like crazy compensation recently as well. Not recently, like a year ago. Like
April of last year. Yeah, that was I don't know if you followed all of that, but basically in the test server, people found recipes for inner abilities. Basically, they found that if you had certain lines and then re-rolled, your chances of getting other lines that were supposed to be very rare, you could just realistically get them. There was this thing where I don't remember what line it was exactly. Maybe it was like 15 attack or something, unique line, I don't know. But if you locked that, you could get like +1 attack speed at like more than a 50% chance. Like someone just rolled it like 4 times in a row and they were able to reproduce it. So they were finding these recipes, which basically meant that they were internally linked somewhere in the code, even though that was always basically said that that wasn't the case. And the same thing was happening with flames, where people started noticing that if you have old flames, you can probably still see this, is that if you have percentage all stat on something, it almost always also has jump. Those stats were just linked, and they found that like strength was technically easier to roll than other stats as well. It was just a higher chance. So and then a lot of people got really upset that was a thing, and a lot of people just quit and started playing Lost Ark in Korea. So they had to do something to get everyone back. So they basically, for as long as they kept records, they reimbursed everyone for all of the flames and all of the honor experience they rolled, plus like an additional 10%, plus a bunch of free stuff. So like a vac pet, there was like a fake arcane item, there was
1,000 symbol selector.
Yeah, 1,000 symbols. There were 2 of the choo-choo sets with stats that lasted 6 months. Like I just threw a whole bunch of stuff at people just to please come back, and I think to an extent it did, but they also had to do like player conferences, they had to do like a bunch of public apologies, they set up a whole system of player feedback now that is way more direct with the players so that they can, talk about stuff that they find like this way more directly. So it has led to a bunch of positive and not just empty promises and stuff, because they really got dragged super hard for that. So, and we got the benefit because nobody here really cared all that much, but we also got all the free stuff, so we were like, hey, good shit.
That's pretty disgusting, though. Like, the fact that
well, there's still quite some disgusting stuff, to be fair, because if you think about it, like in non-reboot, like all the cubes cost real money. They don't know. We still actually don't know exactly what our tier up rates are. Like we have fan gathered data, right? So we can make an estimation.
Yeah.
But we actually don't know the percentage. Like, what is the chance that a black cube tiers up your item in GMS? We don't know what that number is. We only know that it's higher than in KMS. But in KMS, they've started showing all of these rates. They have like a monitoring system in game, so you can see like for boss drops and for cubes, and you can see day to day and like week to week and month to month what the rates are of everyone in the server who's using those items, and if it's close to the posted rates, basically.
That's cool, actually.
But there's been no word of anything like that coming in GMS. But picture you're in non-reboot in GMS. You don't know what your tier up rate is. You don't know really exactly which items are affected by drop rate, and if they are affected, how efficient it is. But you're just expected to buy with real money cubes in the hopes of getting drop rate, in the hopes that it works on an item, but you don't even know the rates. Like, that feels illegal as fuck, right? I don't know how people aren't upset and are fighting to get that disclosed. Maybe there's not enough of them, but that is really strange to me.
Yeah, I guess it's just player-based difference, maybe. I don't know.
Or people just swipe their credit card and just don't ask questions, I guess. Which, that's a game's favorite player. Like, give us money and don't ask anything for it in return,
I guess it's like also like region difference, right? Because main player base in NA or like in global is Reboot, as opposed to being
Which I mean, I bet they still make a decent amount of money off of Reboot, but if they could, I bet they want everyone to be on non-Reboot. Like the average, I expect the total amount of money coming out of Reboot is higher just because of the volume. But
there's so many more players.
Exactly, and even but the per player, average spending is probably way higher in non-Reboot. So if you could, and that's why they have Burning World, like only for non-Reboot kind of things, because they do want to kind of they want to move people over, right? Are you familiar with like Burning World and everything, right? Because that's also, I guess, decently new.
Well, actually no, because I thought it was like it doesn't affect Reboot, so I just didn't bother reading into it. Or like, is that the case?
Yeah, you basically you get buffs,
Maple points or something, but.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you just get server buffs that are basically equivalent of like somewhere around like a 7k Legion. So it's like you're training a new character, but not really. It's like it feels like it's on an existing account, so it's not as bad. You get 2 mega burns, and you can move up to 6 characters to other worlds at the end. There is, since you were doing like multi-account stuff, there is some benefit. What some people could do is like move the characters to another world, and then in that world, do bosses, sell the Mezzo for Maple points, and then have the Maple points in the Reboot server, since that is shared.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's not worth it because I'd rather just swipe. Like honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that time commitment, it's like not as good as just working. Right?
Yeah, it's not. No. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely the scaling on that is terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah.
Someone who's trying to min max or desperately, if that, people who are like desperately trying to stay free to play or something and who are willing to do whatever it takes, though they could scale on that. But yeah, it's definitely it's for the 1% of players who understand that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think Burning World is, aside from that, there's like nothing, right? It's just that like potential Maple point.
Yeah. At this point, it's like, but I think it's 10k for getting to 220. So that's it's a pretty tall order for
$10 for like how many hours?
Yeah. I mean, if you still have like a Mega Burn or a Terra Burn, right, then you can make it faster. But it's a rough one.
If it takes more than like 15 minutes, it's probably not worth it, honestly.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Couple more questions.
Yep.
So, in regards to bossing mules, so I know like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your philosophy with bossing mules is just to like trickle down all the cubes and flames that you get from bossing on your other characters onto the mule, and then use them to get all the gear upgrades. Just wondering if like you have any other kind of tips for making more bossing mules quickly aside from doing that, because I am in the process of making like 4 to 5 more bossing mules probably. Okay. So I've only got 6 at the moment, and I think it's something like it's 13 crystals per week from soloing all the bosses up to Akechi, including Lomian.
Yeah, let me double check. So you do so you would include Lotus Damien and then just do all the really big ones under that?
Yeah. So I think it's like 13 or like 12 or 13. I don't remember if I included Princess No.
Yeah, that'll be the main question if you want to include her, because there are definitely some characters that you can scale up on that very easily. Like a Cannoneer, for example, can just destroy Princess Snow about as quickly as someone with like Reflect or with other stuff.
Right.
I think a Demon Slayer has like one Reflect skill built in as well that makes it a bit faster. So there are some that can do it, but you might not want to fully count on that.
Probably we'll be skipping Princess Snow because I think it's like Crystal's only like 83 million or something, and you also have to do pre-quests on every single character.
Exactly. The pre-quests are also not shared.
It's rough.
Yeah, so I'm definitely doing it on my Cannoneer because I did it before, and I can do it really quickly. But on the new characters that are quote-unquote bossing mules, I have not even like considered doing those pre-quests. Yeah, that's just feels too much of a time investment. And I'd rather scale up on an extra bossing mule at that point.
Yeah, it's probably quicker to just do an extra mule.
One, and then you wouldn't go for normal slime, right? But I guess you're doing normal slime on your top
on the
three.
Lumi, on the Lumi and the Nightlord, Connor's too weak.
Connor's too weak. Okay.
Yeah. Connor's too weak for it to be time efficient.
4. So would you include Chaos Pink Bean in that?
Yeah.
That would be above.
Like Chaos Pink Bean gives more than Princess No, right? And it's way faster. So
9. Wait, is it more than Princess No? 10.
I think so.
11, 12, 13. Yeah, so it'd be 13 without Princess No. Hang on, let me double check.
Yeah, and I guess when I do get like even more than I'm capping, so I think 13, it's what, like 15 bossing mills, just about, to cap.
Oh no, Chaos Pink Bean is 64 and Princess No is 81.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But there's a bunch of them at 81. Yeah, so you do you do like Hard Hilla, right? So Hard Hilla would be the lowest. So you have Hard Hilla, Chaos Pink Bean, Normal Cygnus, and then the Chaos. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then not counting this one. Hard Magnus is 8, Chaos Vellum 9, CPAP 10, Akechi 11, and then Lotus 12, Damien 13. Yeah.
Okay.
Skipping Princess No. Yeah, you definitely want to go by the highest boss characters first and see what's already taken care of there, and then see whatever's left divided by 13, and then that's your number. I mean, I would say DS is a really, really solid character. Especially with the changes, and it's getting a casual buff in the next update as well, where the Bane skill, right, the biggest burst skill they have, that's now a full iframe, is gaining 90% final damage during your burst, which you already are doing. So it's just almost doubling in damage on that skill for whatever reason. Yeah.
I heard Demon Slayer is crazy, like you said, but the problem for me is like the class feels terrible to play. Like I really don't like the wing mechanic in terms of the mobility. Like
you don't like glide?
I don't like the glide.
Oh no, glide is so fun. Oh, that's unfortunate. No. You don't like it?
But you can pseudo double jump with like the up like jump and then tap like left or right, can't you? But it's not great.
You can lock it and then you can just double tap jump to just regular flash jump, and then you don't glide if you don't like it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can play it more like a regular.
Big change.
Yeah. I mean, you're basically clipping your wings, but you know, if that's what must be done for you to play a demon, then you know, so shall it be.
Yeah. So I think at the moment the characters I'm thinking of doing, like, honestly not ideal in terms of the amount of funding necessary versus like the scaling, but they just seem fun. So I wanted to do like Phantom, Beast Tamer actually, like, but Hawk only, because I think I did like regular Root Abyss with Hawk mode and just flying and dodging all the avoiding all the boss mechanics. That seems so stupid.
Yeah, Burst is surprisingly strong on that too. The whole Clown Fiesta, it's big damage.
Yep. But any other characters you would recommend for bossing mules, like aside from Demon Slayer?
Arc is really strong, plus level 3 Link is best in slot, so you probably want to get that one. I'm doing a Lara. She just keeps getting buffed with every update. She's getting a lot more buffs as well in August. Her burst is really good. She has some like mini burst in between that's really nice, and then she has like one really big 3-minute burst that just nukes. So I like that, because once you get to really big Legion and Links, people are like, people prefer 2-minute bursts, right? So that they can just do one boss after the other. But if you get really strong, you don't even need to use your full burst sometimes.
You don't need burst, right? Yeah.
So you can. It's only like for the really big ones in the beginning. So you could do like Lotus first, and then you do like 2-3 shitty ones, right? Then you go back to do Damien, then you do 2-3 shitty ones, and then you basically also always have your big burst up. So there's ways around that. Ho-Young is also really strong. It's also very high burst, and seems like it has Fafnir gear and stuff as well already going. So
yeah, that's from the Terra Burn. It wouldn't be too much effort to get like real Fafnir stuff. Because I can trade and carry myself already. But I don't know, the issue with Ho-Young for me was like just the idea of like a combo class. It's just feels like so much effort to play, and wasn't really into it, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing for bossing mules, is that a lot of times you're just trying to look for characters with solid base stats that can just go in, nuke it, and get out, right? I mean, in that sense, DS is a good pick. Like, Hero is a good pick. I like Alara for that sense. Like, it's not too complicated. Arc just has a lot of crazy bursts and just nukes things. People like the classes that you heard a lot more recently is people like Corsair and Dark Knight a lot.
Right. Okay. Because I've been playing like I said, I've been playing Dark Knight on
the other
account. I don't actually have one made on this, but after playing it, it seems pretty good. So.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just very straightforward. You have the iframe all the time. You're doing really good damage, reduced incoming damage, and you have the high crit and the high IED. But that's not as important for you, of course, because your account is already very well built out. But that's why you would hear people talk about it, just because it's like no nonsense, just blows shit up. I think Demon Avenger is really good now, but of course I'm biased because my character is already pretty funded, or very funded, so it got a lot stronger. But the way that Frenzy is now, the DPM is really good, and it's a very, very simple character. Like, there's not much that you need to do. You have like one debuff, and you just have Frenzy on, and it's just about positioning yourself properly to, you know, to not die, but that's about it.
To not die, because you're always at like 10%. Okay.
Yeah, but you've got the shields, you know, that can lifesteal, and you got shields, debuff, and, you know, stay near the boss, and then that's about it.
Yeah, I guess I should play both of the demons, because Demon Avenger for me, like, it was hell to get up to 200. So I think it's like 1 million range already, just so it one shots like all the way up. So I guess it's like easy to convert it to a bossing mule.
Yeah, like, even if you do nothing, you can probably now, without any funding, go into, well, if you have 5 Rubis clears, I guess, go into Crimson Queen, like Chaos Queen, and just kill her.
Yeah.
Because you hard counter everything that she can throw at you. So even if you just do only that without any funding, you can already get that. Might take a little bit, but you can always get that crystal for free, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think personally, it's always like a kind of like seeing whatever is time efficient. Because if it takes more than, like, say 8 minutes or so to do that kind of boss, then it's actually not worth the time.
Yeah.
Farm on totem.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because you have that totem scaling. Yeah. You can go. Yeah. You can push way harder in that. That's true. I guess, yeah, the Aaron might be good as well. It usually pops off pretty hard, and it's got its own bind now as well in 5th job, so that's really nice.
Oh, okay.
It's got good.
Cool.
It's got good solid base numbers. It's got the extra with the adrenaline rush. It's got the extra 200-second window now that you can switch in. So, you know, if the boss is already almost dead and you're full combo, you can just keep going and then move into the next boss and immediately, like, you know, transform there. At least I hope it tracks through maps. It should. But, like, it gives you a longer window to have to move into it, so you don't get stuck as much.
Yeah.
That's nice. But yeah, there's a lot of solid ones, but Phantom was surprisingly strong for me early on. I think Phantom is very similar to Beast Tamer in that sense, where you can, like, ignore a whole bunch of the boss mechanics with iframes, and then your bursting skills and your 5th job skills base numbers are very, very high, so you can get to nuking bosses pretty easily. But they both don't scale terribly well later on, which is surprising for the Phantom because it has so much final damage, but it doesn't scale very well towards the end game, sadly.
I suppose it's balanced around having so much final damage, right? But,
yeah, they have to.
Yeah, I've been watching. Yeah, I've been watching like gameplay of some like higher leveled Phantoms, and the damage actually seems like pretty nuts. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on, like, tornado resets and stuff as well sometimes, right? Like the Tempest. If you could do, like, multiple Tempests, then you can get some gnarly stuff out.
Yeah, so I've been hearing, like, rolling cooldown skip on the IA is really good for Phantom. Like, cooldown reduction hat.
Yeah, they just... Yeah, with more skills getting passive, they keep getting shafted because they can't steal them anymore, and then it's a little unfortunate.
That's rough.
Yeah, I don't know. The other classes are either, I guess, like, too far away from being viable now, or because I'm thinking, I mean, there's definitely some 200s that I would suggest, right, for the critical damage and stuff like that. Definitely get those 200s out. But
so, yeah, like I think out of all the classes left that actually have good Legion or Link skills, like, even after doing all of them, I'll still need a couple more characters to hit AK anyway. So yeah, they'll all get done.
Okay, I see. Yeah, and the main reason, you know, I mentioned the demons and the arc is also because their link skills are eventually you want to get those 2 10s out.
Yeah.
So it's never a waste.
There'll be 210 anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but all that should be done like end of this month because we've got like the Gemini cards, potions, and then I'll also be doing probably like 1 or 2 200s per day. So, yeah, it's pretty
gaming hard.
Yeah, I got a lot of time because I only need to work 2 days a week, and it's like really good income.
Damn.
So I've got like so much fun.
Jeez, what job is that? Can you say?
I work at a bank. Let's just say that.
Damn. Okay. Doing like investment stuff.
On the side, but yeah.
Oh, 2 days a week and then 5 days of gaming.
5 days of Maple.
Jesus. Okay.
Nah, not quite that.
I hope not. I hope like, do some other stuff. Yeah.
If I have free time, like Maple's, like that's why I love playing Maple. Because if I have free time, I can just farm, and then all the farming rotations that I like to do are just like brain dead, so I can always watch something on the side.
I see.
It's just an excuse to watch like anime or watch like some.
Oh, I was gonna say you're taking all the master classes and getting PhDs on the side, but.
Yeah, I mean, done with uni already. Like uni was terrible. Like I don't want to go back to that anything like that. So, yeah.
Out and gone. Now you can be fluent in Nihon. What is it? Nihonjin?
Yeah. Nihongo. Yeah.
Oh no. He knows. Yeah.
Oh man.
I guess not as weird because it's like pretty close to you, right? Like geographically, I guess it's.
Yeah, because Australia is
it's your neighbor
alone in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. So Japan's like one of the closest neighbors, I suppose.
Yeah. You got New Zealand, and then you have
like those islands like Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, Papua New Guinea.
Right above, and then it's just Southeast Asia. Yeah.
It's always hard to like tell, but is it something crazy like that Hawaii is like closer than India or something? Because you're always like off the side of the map, so I always wonder, the dimensions are so weird to guess in your head.
I don't know off the top of my head, but it sounds like that might be right. Yeah, because it's like Hawaii's it's like across the ocean, but yeah, it could definitely be closer than India.
Let's see. Ooh, it is further, but yeah, it's still a bit further. Right. It's almost 8k kilometers to India and like 9k to Hawaii. So it's closer than you might think, but it's still further away. Okay. Because if you look at a map, it's like, oh, it's right there, but then you zoom out, it's like, it's not really right there.
Yeah. But I mean, depending on the flight path, it might even be faster to get there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Still might be right.
What is Jetstream thing?
No idea, yeah. But...
or what what's it called? Is it called Jetstream, guys? Because you got like a band around the planet, right? Going in one direction, that you get more, you get extra speed on airplanes.
I think that's just because the planet's rotating, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I assume so.
You go with it, and if you go against it, then so it might actually be enough distance to actually make the flight shorter, yeah. But then your flight back is extra long, so kind of cancels out.
It's rough, yeah. But one-way trip, I guess.
Yeah, stay in Hawaii.
Move to Hawaii for a slightly better ping on MapleStory.
Would it be better though? I don't know how good their internet is over there.
I mean, Australian internet's pretty crap.
Yeah, I heard Canadian internet is on the way to compete with you guys, so be careful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we might want to take your crown and worst internet in the world.
It's definitely been improving, but like they upgraded like the whole they've been upgrading like the whole network.
Oh, okay.
They upped us only to like 100, 200 megabit, while every other country has like gigabit speed already. So.
Yeah, I don't have it here, but like I have enough. Yeah, we've had like ADSL forever, so the push for fiber has been very slow because like ADSL is for 99% of users is more than enough. So
rough.
Oh wait,
okay.
Idiot Clown says he's in Hawaii and he has fiber. Damn.
Ooh.
Never mind. We have good speeds in Canada, but the companies are terrible. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, like your service is garbage and yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like 1 gigabit, I don't even think it's an option here, really, or like not for any reasonable price. So,
Yeah, the pricing. I've seen some prices in Canada, even though it's like Canadian dollars are like worth nothing, but still the numbers were fucking crazy. It's like actual Monopoly money over there.
Don't be talking shit in Canada, man. They're like our brothers. Their dollar's like the same as ours.
Yeah, the same struggles. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
Okay, since we are like around the end of our time frame, I guess we didn't. Well, do you feel like there's more stuff that you want to go over?
Maybe just quickly have a look at the Lumi, because like, or just maybe just a general question, like, what kind of flame score do you aim for on like Arcane? Because like obviously there's a difference between different level for flame tiers.
Yeah. I usually start at like a
like
125, like at least. Like if you have less than that, I wouldn't even look at it twice. I would just keep rolling over it. And once you're past that point, if they're like 19 star, you probably want to go into the 130s, and then if you go for 21 star, you want to move into the 140s, as close as possible to the 150 or plus, basically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like tracking the star force. So I use this, right? Progression grid, so you see like flame score advantaged. So starting at 125 and then all the way, ends. If you're going like super crazy, it goes into like 160. But I feel like you kind of like track your star force a little bit by that. 2 stars, 10 flame score, something like that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I guess I saw there was only like one thing, like your cup, right? I think your cup was like, but maybe you're working on that one. But like if you have a cup on the side, that's probably the one that can improve the most. Yeah, but if you have
the glove as well.
Yeah, and the glove, yeah. But I'm imagining your whole like working on arcanes is just like one blob of in progress. So
yeah, and in terms of flames, like buying flames from the shop is fine. It's like I keep hearing like, oh, don't buy flames, you get enough of that.
Well, that's shifting a bit. So they changed the drop rate for flames that comes from bossing. It used to be, just more drop rate, more flames, but now they changed it to just higher level or higher difficulty boss equals more flames. So the flame drop rate is just completely dead, basically, from bossing. So we're relying on it more heavily from event shops and maybe from Legion shop, but that can get very expensive very quickly if you're not careful. And if you're doing a lot of Legion stuff already and a lot of training, then you probably don't want to buy those. So you will eventually buy them, but I would pretty much always see flames as a way of like finishing up your item once you're done with Star Force and with the potential. It is because it is really like the least impactful way of like upgrading it, with the big exception of course your weapon, right? Like weapon is like super high priority, but all the other stuff, as long as you're not absolute garbage and you're just evenly bringing them up, you're good. And if the next update you're working on is like Shining Star Force and you're waiting 4 months and you feel the itch to at least upgrade something, you can buy some flames. Try to see if you can gain some flame score.
Right. Yeah, I guess when you put it that way, it definitely makes sense. Because thinking about it, like a marginal upgrade on flames is like 10-20 flame score, but that might cost upwards of 1 to 2 bill, and you could have just got the star, which is worth significantly more.
Yeah, it's really like a logarithmic scale on how efficient that stuff is. In the beginning, it could be very, you roll over like a 60 flame score CRA, you always get it back, and like, 10 flames max, you always have it back again. So it's very low risk. But once you have like 80, well, now that chance goes down a lot. And then once you roll 100, it's like, now it's a huge commitment to try to roll over that. So you're always just looking for path of least resistance, which item has the biggest potential for gains. As long as you like slightly adhere to the numbers here, you'll always see like where is the best opportunity. Right. You can always donkey roll some some superior stuff, because even if you completely fuck it up, you'd barely lose anything.
Yeah. So I think at the moment, probably just focus on Star Forcing. I guess it's like the next big step for all the characters.
Yeah, definitely still in Star Force. It's completely an arcane shift and the Star Forcing. And until you have like full like 19-star arcanes, I guess, I wouldn't really worry too much about the other stuff. And then you worry about the flames on the arcanes themselves and their potential, and then you can circle back to like making the CRA flames maybe a little bit better. Yeah, because they're like good, but there's still some gains that you can probably make there, and like a better cup.
Everything's like around 90 or like maybe 80, 90 flame score at the moment.
Yeah,
like most
exactly.
Pieces, I think.
Yeah, and that's a solid point. CRA eventually pretty easy. No, I say easily, but like pretty reliably can go over 100, like 1.5, 110, something like that. And it's always, it's like when you're talking about with the transposing as well, it's like 10 stat gain, but 10 stat gain isn't 10 stat gain, right? If you have like 700% intellect, well now it's 70 stat gain, right?
Yeah, 70 stat gain. Yeah. So it's like one region piece.
Yeah, and it's just compounding, you know, because you get 10 stat in 3 items, now you have 30, now you have 210, well, and now it's, considerable again,
Yeah.
You've opened 70 and 6 CRA, no flames needed. Yeah, that's actually more recent advice that I'm going to be hammering on a little bit more, is that when you're sitting on 17 CRA and it's like unique 2-line or something, and it's got like 80 flame score or something, and you're trying to go all the way to like 21, I would open up all my CRA first and look at the flames, and maybe even fuse if you have high level alchemy for free rerolls, because all you need is one lucky flame, and it could be worth more than whatever you already have, and it might be better to just roll a second piece and just abandon the first one completely rather than trying to cling on to whatever that that upgrade already was, because a really lucky flame could be worth like 40 bill or something, and that CRA piece could be worth like 3, so it's like, why would you hold on to that?
All the inventory space there.
Yeah, you have to.
You also want to keep some CRA backups, I guess.
Yeah, but if you keep like 10 or something, like I'm talking about it at a point where you have like 50 plus backups, you might as well just, because you're getting, you have like 40 Eternals flames basically sitting in your inventory.
Right.
You might as well use them,
Yeah, I suppose that's something I could do on the Nightlord, because I think the CRA there's in like 18.
And if you
actually, never mind. I think it's 3 lines. So
yeah, if it's 3 line, especially on the hat and the top, are really tough to cover for.
Like I said back then, it's like nothing else to do. I'll just keep the CRA gear.
Yeah, my DA doesn't even have 3 line because it's like, ugh, I don't want to.
Oh, that sucks, right? Like rolling the HP only. You don't have that all stat out.
Yeah, no all stat out. Yeah, it's all. Well, 2 of the pieces have double prime HP as well. One is like double prime HP with a line of strength, so it's like, really the only upgrade is a full HP or double prime HP. It's like so few outs to.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah, I know 13 and 10 tier either on 160 plus, so yeah.
Oh, I didn't even.
So every arcane piece loses 3%.
Yeah,
it does add up.
I have like an acquaintance, I suppose. I haven't talked to him like 4 or 5 years, but he was in my old guild and he's been playing like this whole time. I think he's like 280 DA with like unsealed Genesis weapon. And I'm just like, no idea how he plays that class, man. It's crazy. IGN's Violation. I don't know if you know him. So.
Nope, but now I do. I mean, you play with a whole lot of nether shields. That's how you just throw them out.
Yeah. Right. I feel like after 5th job, like you just do the nether shield does everything, like bossing nothing.
Yeah, like Frenzy is just really good now. Finally.
Right.
It was garbage, but now it's playable. That's a really big difference. Yeah. I mean, it was a toggle that we fully relied on with a 2-minute cooldown, and now it's a 1-second cooldown. So, and the damage is more reliable. So it's in so many ways, it's just a completely different class now. Honestly, night and day.
Right.
So if you haven't played DA in a long time, definitely give it a try and see how it goes.
I got 2 Demon Avengers to 200 recently because like I said, I've been on both
accounts.
So, yeah. So I've got the 1 to 200 experience, but I haven't done 5th job on either of them yet. So maybe that changes my perception a lot.
Yeah, we finally have a 5th job since Destiny. Before that, our 5th job was basically consisting of empowering our 4th job skills and applying decent skills. Essentially, those were our best skills, was decent skills.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that is pretty. It was pretty rough. At least we scale off of decent hyper body. You got that going for us, so that's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
one of the few classes that can actually use that.
One of 2, isn't it?
Yeah, Kana and DA. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No one else gives a fuck about that.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
Yeah, I think I might just leave it at there. Taking up a lot of your time already. So.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thanks a lot, man. It's been really helpful.
Yeah, no worries. If there's anything else, always let me know. Feel free to reach out. I'll upload to YouTube so you can double check if you need to. And I hope the Sunny Sunday goes well. And yeah, best of
too.
luck on everything. Hopefully you get boss drops and stuff. I don't know if you're gonna try like Hard Lotus and stuff like that on the Lumi, if you've been trying to do that.
Nah, I've just been skipping it because it takes too long, and then like pitched is like a pipe dream, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, it's so demotivating because like you're never gonna get it, and even if you do get it, it's probably gonna boom before it becomes relevant. So it's
exactly. Right.
It's just times. Never mind. Now we made myself sad. Okay. But yeah, I wish you best of luck, and you're very welcome, and I'll see you around.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all the best, man.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, cool. So for all the people who are still on their totems, it's almost over. Good job. Keep the rest, the last home stretch, I think. You're like 1 hour, 45, 150 in? I don't know. If this session was helpful, I'm very glad. I'll be drawing the winners today for July. We're already 10 days into August, but I will draw those winners today, so keep an eye on your Discord if you replied that you would like to win. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I give 2 of these sessions away every month to people who comment on the sessions that they would like to win a video with their Discord name. So if that's you, make sure you do that. If you don't want to win for the RNG pools, you can also check the video description to see how you can book one of these coaching sessions with me. And for, well, we didn't go through a whole lot of the stuff here, but for any of the resources that I have on my stream, I have about 200 commands full of information that can help you out in the game just to make sense of things a little bit more, structure them, so you don't have to worry too much that you're missing out on a whole lot of things. All of these commands are available through my Twitch chat, and I stream there every day, so feel free to drop by at any time if you stumble across this video. I have a playlist of about 300 of these videos if you're going to be toteming, so you know you always have something to watch. But other than that, I will see you either in the next video or live on stream. So thanks for watching. I'll see you then. Bye.